just a part of everything.
It's just so good, isn't it? That's why it's our record of the week. All next week, going to play that every day. Peter Gabriel and I.O. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Janine. Thank you for joining me this week. Been a lot of fun. I wish you a fabulous weekend. I'll see you tomorrow night for Sounds of the 80s with Nick Kershaw on the show and a master mix from him as well. And of course, back here Monday, 9:30. Have a fabulous weekend. It's 12 o'clock. Here's Jeremy.
Thank you, Gary, and good afternoon. Friday afternoon, to be precise. Big day at Westminster with the old politics. The Deputy Prime Minister, Dominic Raab, has resigned over a report about the bullying of civil servants. When does being direct and tough and firm cross a line? A farmer from Herefordshire ends up in jail after cutting down 70 trees, which he said he had to do to dredge a river and stop it flooding. He's gone to jail. Watching the Elon Musk rocket blow up yesterday, we thought we had to send for the Radio 2 scientist Chris Smith, who'll take your questions on that and anything else sciencey. And we'll speak to a woman with a visual bucket list of things she wants to see before she goes completely blind. Fascinating person.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.
BBC Radio 2.
All that coming your way, but let's go to the newsroom first and hear the very latest from Catherine Cracknell.
Thanks, Jeremy. Dominic Raab has resigned as Deputy Prime Minister and Justice Secretary. He made the decision shortly before the publication of the findings of a 5-month investigation into bullying allegations made against him. Mr Raab was defiant in his letter of resignation, saying the report, led by the barrister Adam Tolley KC, set a dangerous precedent by setting the bar for bullying so low. Our political editor Chris Mason has been reading Mr Raab's letter of resignation.
It's clear from what he says in his letter to the Prime Minister that, yes, in 4.5 years he had not once sworn or shouted at anyone, let alone thrown anything or otherwise physically intimidated anyone, nor intentionally sought to belittle anyone.
The Prime Minister said he accepted Mr Raab's resignation with great sadness. Mr Sunak ordered the investigation into the claims against his deputy shortly after bringing Mr Raab back into government late last year. Labour's criticised what it called the Prime Minister's indecision and weakness in allowing Dominic Raab to resign rather than sacking him. The party's deputy leader is Angela Rayner.
That is not even an apology in there or any self-awareness of the trauma that his victims have faced in the bullying allegations. He said that he would resign. He's resigned, but his letter is an affront to those that brought those complaints forward. And Rishi Sunak is the Prime Minister, and he should have been dealing with this issue. He knew about it. He was warned about it.
The head of the FDA union, which represents senior civil servants, has called for an independent inquiry into ministerial bullying. The business lobby group, the CBI, is facing a second allegation of rape by a woman who claims she was seriously sexually assaulted by 2 male colleagues. The Guardian reported the alleged assault took place when the woman was working at one of the CBI's overseas offices. The organisation said yesterday it had immediately passed information on to the police. Officers are already investigating an alleged rape at a summer party in 2019. NATO Secretary-General says Western allies agree Ukraine will become a member of the pact. But Jens Stoltenberg said the immediate focus should be on supporting Ukraine from fending off the Russian invasion. The NATO leader was speaking as he arrived for a meeting in Germany to discuss further support for Ukraine.
The main focus now is, of course, on how to ensure that Ukraine prevails. What we do know is that our support helps Ukraine move toward the Euro-Atlantic integration, and our support helps them to make this possible.
Germany's appointed a commission to examine again the attack on Israeli athletes at the 1972 Munich Olympics. 11 Israelis were killed after being taken hostage by a militant Palestinian faction. Most of the victims died during a failed rescue attempt. And Twitter's been removing blue ticks which show someone who they claim to be. The change has already caused confusion, with a fake Hillary Clinton posting she was running again for US President before the account was suspended. And that's the BBC News at 12:04.
Thank you so much. Good old Twitter. The next 2 hours in 4 words: bullying farmer cites rocket.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.
BBC